As we begin the 21st century, the Hubble Space Telescope is providing us with information about as yet uncharted regions of the universe and the promise that we may learn something about the origin of the cosmos. This same spirit of adventure is also being directed to the most complex structure that exists in the universe, the human brain. The study of the human brain and its disease remains one of the greatest scientific and philosophical challenges ever undertaken. Whatever happens in the mind of man is represented in the actions and interactions of brain cells. Anybody who watches 3 games of football in a row should be declared brain dead. Brain, an apparatus with which we think that we think. Just as brain development has greatly increased the range and scope of perception, so it has enhanced the range and power of man's control over his environment. Most of us have spent some time wondering how our brain works. Brain scientists spend their entire lives pondering it, looking for a way to begin asking the question, how does the brain generate mind? The brain, after all, is so complex an organ and can be approached from so many different directions using so many different techniques and experimental animals that studying it is a little like entering a blizzard, the Casbah, a dense forest. It's easy enough to find a way in, an interesting phenomenon to study, but also very easy to get lost. The brain, mind-boggling. But whatever mysteries that lie within its folds, there's no better stimulation for the brain of a driver than an empty road, a full tank of fuel and energizing music over the sound system. My hand moves because certain forces, electric, magnetic, or whatever nerve force may prove to bear impressed on it by my brain. This nerve force stored in the brain would probably be traceable, if science were complete, to chemical forces supplied to the brain by the blood, and ultimately derived from the food I eat and the air I breathe. Sleep affords the opportunity within certain limits for the brain to active itself, and dreams are the result. Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate, for the brain is the organ not of the imagination alone, which is put to an unhealthy strain by excessive mental labor, but probably also of the passions, whose emotions when excessive may cause even permanent lesion. In the study of brain functions, we rely upon a biased, poorly understood, and frequently unpredictable organ in order to study the properties of another such organ. We have to use a brain to study a brain.